State and then all over the floor?
Yeah, we had to fight for that one. I thought Providence brought their A game. They played really well. You see what makes Olsen just a tough cover. We finally decided to front her, probably way too late. But they also, had a lot of other people play well around her for the first three quarters. And to think that we had Morgan and Lauren sitting with almost 14 minutes to go in the game, and we're down, I think, 4, maybe even 6 at that time. Things looked a little bleak, but credit to our, just our team that we were in that you still have Molly out there, you still have, Kiani and Kennedy and Mal with experience, and I just thought we didn't blink too hard. If we blinked a little, maybe, but made some plays. At the end of the third quarter, it's a 1-point game. Felt pretty good at that point, but it was a fight. I thought that's a team that was picked third in our league, so they clearly have the potential to play at that level, and they did, and just really pleased with what we did from a belief standpoint, because I think it would have been easy to kind of feel sorry for ourselves. And, obviously Jamie was huge, and Molly during that stretch was huge. So, yeah.
Could you only posted down to 9 points. I know she had some foul trouble too.
Yeah.
How did you get that done?
Yeah, we did a good job over there against her. She's a really good mid-range player, and we can switch more screens with her probably than a lot of teams do, and just is a little bit better matchup for us probably than Olsen, because she's 5'9" or 5'10", and I thought we contested pretty well and didn't give her the real easy ones. So I think when you're a mid-range shooter and you don't get real easy ones, those mid-range sometimes get harder. And that was important because they scored plenty, without her. Their offensive numbers were I think they had 22 turnovers over at their place, and they had 8 today. So just they've improved. Their rotation seems a little more solid, and they're doing a better job taking care of the ball. But we couldn't force turnovers either, which would have helped negate some of Olsen's dominance in the paint.
When you first recruited Morgan out of high school, did you see the potential to break records in your program?
No, I mean, honestly, I think I've told the story that, Chevy here, who left to go coach at the Mercury, between her sophomore and junior year, and on the women's side, you recruit a little bit earlier because they're developed by the time they're freshmen and sophomores, so you're offering. But she had to kind of talk me into offering her in that summer after her sophomore year. And it's funny because I remember saying, yeah, with that body, though, she needs to go inside the three-point line a little more often, because that's how she played on her club team, And then when you watch her play in high school and you see her get triple-teamed in the post, you're like, well, I would stand out on the perimeter and shoot threes if I was getting triple-teamed in the post too. So now, you can kind of put 2 and 2 together as to why she wanted to shoot more threes. Because a lot of posts, it's like they want to shoot threes just because they're tired of trying to score in the paint, but no. But then by the time she was going into her senior year, and I watched her play that summer, a year later, I was like, okay, this kid is good. I mean, better than and you're supposed to improve from your, the end of your sophomore year to the end of your junior year. But I was really excited we had her committed by then, because I felt like, gosh, that's a kid that I think would, if she committed probably Christmas of her junior year. If she hadn't committed by then, she would have had a lot of attention by the end of that summer. So, no, but it does make sense why she's such a good three-point shooter, because I think when you play, not that Crete's tiny, but when you play in a smaller school and you're a post player and you see double and triple teams, you're like, well, maybe I should. But she probably was shooting threes a lot before that, but. I didn't envision her being this good. And then early, I remember her freshman year. It was practice it was COVID year, and so you're practicing in mass and all that stuff. And my staff did a really good job of just getting her to be more shot ready and be more, they saw how much of a 3-point shooting weapon she could be. And I think, like a lot of freshmen, and probably more so in that COVID fall, she was just somewhat unassertive and not, now she's the opposite. But even once she got here, I wasn't sure that she'd be this good. So
Jamie and Molly both
yeah,
kind of the experience
yeah.
showing today, like down the stretch and everything. I guess, how much do you feel like the experience really played into today when, like you said, you're down 6 with 14 minutes to go and those
Yeah.
on the bench?
Yeah, huge. I think, Molly, this is her 6th game in a row. I think she's at, she had 17 again today, and I think she'd averaged 17 for the previous 5. So she's playing. She's obviously a really good player and really experienced, but she's also playing with more confidence probably even than normal, which I think was helpful. And then Jamie just does what Jamie does. I mean, she's ready. She's, in some ways her role is easy because it's shoot it or move it. And defensively, we use her to lean on people and defend, with physicality in the post. I mean, she's not out defending screens, as much as, our other post players are, because we typically put her on a 5, but like she just does her job really, really well. So to your point, as I'm thinking about going, how long do we go without Lauren and Morgan, I am confident that we can be fine for a period of time without them, just because of the experience. Keanu and Kennedy too, like they're 3rd-year players who know what they're doing. Mal, I thought Mal was good today. We can put a lot of experience out there, even without those two. So, yeah, I think their belief in each other has to do with how long they've played together and their experience, and I think it helped all of us remain reasonably calm.
Any further questions for Coach Flanery? Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.